Joel chapter 1, verse 11, and it reads, Be ye ashamed, O ye husbandmen, howl, O ye vine dressers, for the wheat and for the barley, because the harvest of the field is perished. All praise, all power, all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash. Yahweh being the name of the Father, who the world everybody calls God. Yahweh, meaning He exists. Bahashem, meaning in the name. Yahushai, who the world everybody calls Jesus Christ. Yahushai, meaning He delivers. Bahashem, in the name. Rakah HaKodash, Spirit Holy. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach well and rule well, who taught me this truth. Peace and salutation to the Akyam, the fellow laborers, the hopeful elect, pushing this truth at risk of their own lives through the four corners of the earth. To the Akwathium listening, learning, in sincerity and in truth and in silence. Shalom. Akyam meaning brothers, Akwathium meaning sisters, Shalom meaning peace be unto you. It's your brother Shema from the Pillars of Benjamin camp here in Toronto with another lesson. And we'll get right into it. A couple news articles. Right, we saw the first one. Hamburger prices might continue to rise as U.S. cattle herd shrinks. Joel chapter 1 verse 11. Be ye ashamed, O ye husbandmen, right? You planters, crop growers, cattle farmers. Howl, O ye vine dressers, for the wheat and for the barley, because the harvest of the field is perished. Right, and all kind of news accounts are coming out of perished crops. Now they're coming out with cattle being an issue, reduced livestock. We already know about the chicken, the hens. Verse 12. The vine is dried up, and the fig tree languisheth. The pomegranate tree, the palm tree also, and the apple tree, even all the trees of the field are withered, because joy is withered away from the sons of men, right? Withered. Look at this word, withered. Right, crops are withered. Livestock are withered. The joy is withered. In the Hebrew, Strong's H3001. Yabash. Right? To make dry, wither, to be dry, become dry, be dried up, be withered. So the joy is dried up, crops are dried up, livestock is drying up, poultry is drying up. To dry up, make dry. Right? And it's a continual process. This is going to continue. It's not going to get better. Verse 13. Gird yourselves and lament, ye priests, howl, ye ministers of the altar. Come, lie all night in sackcloth. And who's doing this? The elect, Lord willing, we're of that number. Right? Lamenting, making our living sacrifices, making our bodies a living sacrifice, sighing and crying, sackcloth, the garments. We're in a somber. The prophets, the elect, are in a somber mind state. Ye ministers of my power, for the meat offering and the drink offering is withholden from the house of your power. It goes on, starvation and drought. Sanctify ye a fast, call a solemn assembly, gather the elders, and all the inhabitants of the land into the house of the Lord Yahweh, your power, and cry unto the Lord. And who's crying? The elect. Verse 15, alas for the day of the Lord Yahweh is at hand. Right. The day of the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is at hand. And how is it going to come? With missiles. Thermo intercontinental ballistic missiles. In tandem with the laser beams from the chariots, the ships. And as a destruction from the Almighty shall it come. Right. Al-Ashadya. Demon-like power. Terrible power. This destruction that's coming is coming from the hand of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Verse 16. Is not the meat cut off before our eyes? Yeah, joy and gladness from the house of our power. The seed is rotten under their clods. The garners are laid desolate. The barns are broken down. for the corn is withered, right? You're seeing food distribution centers being laid desolate, right? You go into this word garners. There was a news article a day or two ago of a chicken farm on fire, right? In a place called Basra, I believe, Connecticut. No, not Connecticut. I can't remember, but it's a place named Basra in America. This word garner, Strong's H214, Atsa, treasure, storehouse, right? Store supplies of food or drink, right? So we're seeing these food distribution centers, these storehouses go up in flames, chicken coops go up in flames, right? The seed is rotten under their clods, right? Crops aren't yielding, crops being destroyed from weather, reports out that there's no fertilizer. The garners are laid desolate, the barns are broken down, for the corn is withered. How do the beasts groan? The herds of cattle are perplexed, right? We just read, we saw an article, right? A decline in cattle herds and high production expenses will translate into higher beef prices at the grocery store. And ultimately, what's this going to lead to? Shortage of food, man. How do the beasts groan? The herds of cattle are perplexed because they have no pasture. Yeah, the flocks of sheep are made desolate, right? And this is happening in real time, man. Orchestrated by who? Ultimately, it's the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai. But it's the Lord putting the spirit on these Idumeans to orchestrate a food shortage, a famine, right? Fed hikes interest rates to highest level in 15 years, right? And it's going to continue to rise. This is not stopping. Haggai 1 verse 6. Ye have sown much and bring in little, right? You work, plant much and bring in little. You yield little. You harvest little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough to ye eat, but ye have not enough, right? Not enough food to eat. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Not enough drink to drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm, right? You're suffering. And he that earneth wages, right? How do you earn wages? By going to work, punching Esau's clock. Earneth wages to put into a bag with holes, right? As soon as your money comes in, it's allocated for already. And it's barely cutting it. It's barely, you can't stretch it out to cover everything. Right? The Lord's visiting this place, man. The coldest wind chills in decades will thrash New England as the deadly ice storm in the south leaves more than 400,000 without power. Right? The Lord. Right? The Lord is visiting this place. And the Lord is reserving America the Great, Babylon the Great, for the worse. Right? It's a gradual dismantling of America the Great, Babylon the Great. And what are these Idumeans going to do? These elites, they're going to introduce their grain of rice, the Revelation 13 verse 16 on down. The M to the O to the T to the B. The C hip, they're going to introduce that as a solution. You know, you people are suffering. You know, yes, inflation's at a all-time high, record high. Right, it's gonna continue to get higher. Food is scarce. Right, people are displaced from homes. People are dying from exposure. Here, take the C hip. Isaiah 29 verse 5. Isaiah 29 verse 6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts. Right, all caps, Lord, Yahweh. Of hosts, hosts being armies. With thunder and with earthquake and great noise. With storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. Right, so there's the Lord. These so-called weather phenomena is a work of the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai. Right? And yeah, the truthers out there will say it's HAARP, but who gave Esau Edom that technology? The Most High did. I'm not going to read this because of the algorithms, but you see it, right? The highlighted, right? The Lord's not playing. The Lord is visiting this place. Job 13, verse 4. But ye are forgers of lies, right? These physicians, forgers of lies. You look at this word forger. Forgers is to plaster over, right? They keep moving the goalposts, telling more lies. Strong's H2950. Tafal in the Hebrew. To smear, plaster over, stick, glue, right? So they're plastering over lies with more lies, right? They keep crying peace and safety, right? A primitive root properly to stick on as a patch, figuratively to impute falsely, forge, right? They're liars. These wicked, diabolical madmen, right? And we keep seeing deletions. Job 13 verse 4, and the deletions are going to continue to grow. Proportionate numbers, man. But ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value, right? All physicians of no value, right? Scriptures say, never trust thy enemy, right? This diabolical madman has an agenda. Kill off the tribes. See him as much as he can. He wants to see up the world, but scriptures say when he is about to fill his belly, the Lord shall rain it upon him while he's eating, roughly paraphrasing. So he's going to get a lot. And this last one here, right? This is why we need Yahweh Shai. Scientists inject fish with alligator DNA to create mutant creatures that live longer, right? Unlawful foods. All right, and you go down more. They're injecting catfish, which is unlawful, with alligator, which is unlawful, right? It says here, typically farmers treat sick fish with antibiotics, but this contributes to the development of antibiotic-resistant bacteria. But now scientists at Auburn University in Alabama are fusing the DNA of the two species. Scientists use CRISPR, CRISPR, to insert the alligator gene that codes for cathelicidin into catfish, both unlawful foods. Alligator and catfish. We as Israelites, we're not supposed to eat those things, right? But it shows you this diabolical madman, right? These are the things he's doing. These things, we're not supposed to consume these things, but the scriptures say we will eat our defiled bread we will eat our bread defiled amongst the Gentiles. Let's close with that. Ezekiel 4 verse 13. And the Lord Yahweh said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, among these other nations, whither I will drive them, right? Because we're scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, right? We need Yahweh Shai. Everything's defiled. The clothes that we wear is defiled. Mixed fabrics. The food that we eat, GMO seeds, spliced, injected, different species injected into other species, defiled. Right? We need Yahweh Shai, man. Scripture saying no flesh will be saved because this diabolical madman does not know how to rule in righteousness. NLT. Then the Lord Yahweh said, this is how Israel will eat defiled bread in the Gentile lands to which I will banish them. Right? And to this day we are still scattered, and we are still yet this day in our captivity amongst the Gentiles. Right? Banished, exiled from our home. We only return to our home, the land, when Yahweh Shai returns. So who are these 48ers? Stay prayed up, pray without ceasing. Shalom to the hopeful elect.